Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Bundesliga Career Mode. This is episode number 53, and we're starting today's episode by seeing that Kleber has indeed joined Borussia Mönchengladbach for £2.5 million. So our Brazilian centre-back has gone to Borussia Park and has now left the club. Of course, like Sakai, his contract was up coming the end of the year, so he could have left on a free. So just to get a few pennies for him, I'm pretty pleased with that. We've got about £4 million now in our budget, and I asked the board for £3 million as well. Also told them we reached the Cup quarterfinals because we've already done that, and as you can see, the Hamburg board came back to us and said yes, that was totally fine. So for the first time in this series, we request some funds and we get the full amount because the board now have faith that we can go ahead and deliver silverware to the Volkspark Stadion. So we've got around £7 million now in our budget, and because of that, as transfer deadline day was approaching, I thought we may as well go in for a new player. Now that Kleber is left, I wouldn't mind a new fourth choice centre-back. Of course, we've got Tar, we've got Saul, and we've got Hoffman as well. But I wouldn't mind a fourth choice for more peace of mind and more defensive cover, and I thought this guy would be a fantastic signing. Corey Günther, who, if you remember, way back in episode number 1, was very close to becoming my first ever signing in this series. Way back in the first episode, we agreed a fee with Galatasaray for £1 million, and we agreed a contract of £6,000 a week as well. We passed on him, we signed Hoffman. It proved to be a great decision initially, but I still want to buy Günther in this series. As you can see, he's going to cost us a lot more money now. We have to pay £5.25 million for his services before Galatasaray would accept, and we're going to have to give him £40,000 a week as well. So pretty frustrating to have to spend a few £1,000,000 on the guy, but he is now better. He started off with 68 overall, now he's 76 overall. He was 20 back in the day, now he's 23 years old, and after a couple of years, 2.5 years now, they've gone by in career mode. Corey Günther's been thinking, what could have been had I left Galatasaray and gone to the Volkspark Stadion? Well, now he's going to get that move. He's going to come back to Germany because he was a Borussia Dortmund player before he left to join Galatasaray. Now he's going to go back to Germany, join Hamburg, and he arrives on deadline day for £5.25 million and gets £40,000 a week. So maybe in the end it proved to be a good decision for us to get Hoffman, but £40,000 a week is a steep increase from £6,000 a week, that's for sure. But I'm totally fine paying that. Even though he's a fourth choice centre back, it is a lot to pay for a squad player. He's 76 overall, 23 years old, low height work rate, which I love on a centre back, and looks like a very good player indeed, who can also play out from the back with those passing stats, which is someone like me who rarely ever presses the circle button to clear the ball, is quite important. So Corey Günther comes in on deadline day. That is now our third signing of the window. And again, £5.25 million. It's a little bit pricey. I'm not going to lie, it's a little bit pricey, but I'm totally fine paying that. Kleber went, Sakai went, we got some money for them, and in comes Corey Günther as a fourth choice centre-back. But still, following as you saw there, Timo Werner has been recalled from his loan spell at Red Bull Leipzig. He went there for 2 weeks and 2 games, and now he's back at the Volkspark Stadion. So Red Bull Leipzig must have thought to themselves, seriously, we've got ourselves a great player here in the second division of German football. 77 overall striker and play on the wing as well, and he's gone back to the Volkspark Stadion. So Werner comes back, and also as well a big game for Niklas Saul, which of course we rejected. It was quite a good bid as well for Niklas Saul. He's been playing some good football late though, and I want to keep our 82 overall centre back here. But that was how transfer deadline day would end. The big moves on deadline day were Aubameyang leaving, and also Timo Horn leaving his club as well. So a couple of big moves there, but for the most part, pretty quiet deadline day overall in world football. But we got done what we needed to do. That was sign a fourth choice centre back. I got my number 1 target, and my only target really, and Corey Günther arrives at the Volkspark Stadion. So again, he'll be a squad player, and for £5.25 million, you may sit there and think, honestly, I think you should have saved your money. It wasn't really worth it, and that is kind of true. He probably will only play a few games between now and the end of the season, but it's peace of mind. If you've been watching me for a while now, you know I like a fixed squad, you know I like cover in all areas, and he's going to provide that as well. So pleased with that. And after deadline day ended, how about this? A training injury for Masuaku. He's out for a week. So we just signed Eric Durm as a backup left back, and I also just gave Masuaku the number 3 jersey as well. He deserves it now after Kleber's been sold, and he gets an injury, so that was kind of annoying. So Eric Durm will fill in more sooner than he would have imagined. But still, following that, as you can see there, we had a couple of scouting updates and a youth come up for report as well. It's so frustrating how many of my players have gone down from what had really good potential to now pretty mediocre potential, but fair enough. And also look at the squad report and the standings as well. So you take a look at this Hamburg side now. This is the side we got until the end of the season. We're still fighting on all 3 fronts this season. We got the Bundesliga, we're top of the table right now. The Deutsche Pokal, we're into the quarterfinals. You'll see that tie in today's episode. And also in the Champions League, as you know, we're in the round of 16. We'll be taking on the English side, Arsenal, over 2 legs. And of course, the first leg will be in the next episode, I do believe, as well, tomorrow afternoon. So look forward to that. It should be really, really good. Our first of 2 battles with Arsene Wenger. But still, do a squad report right here. You can see how the players currently getting on. Are we good enough to win the treble this year? I mean, probably not. But we're not aiming to win the treble, that's for sure. What I want to do this season is deliver some silverware, and we got a great chance to do it as well. We're top of the table with 15 games to go, 4 points clear of Borussia Dortmund and 5 points clear of Augsburg. Bayern getting back in the title race now to 4th place, 7 points behind us. We have a healthy advantage over them though. And if we keep our momentum up, we shouldn't allow them to get too close to us. In the Deutsche Pokal, as you can see, we're in the quarterfinal stages. We're at home against a second Bundesliga team. I can't remember what the second Bundesliga is called, the second tier, but still, we're taking them on anyway in today's episode. And of course, the Champions League in the round of 16 as well against Arsenal. We've got a great chance of winning some silverware this season. We've strengthened our squad. Our squad depth is much better now. It's a much thicker squad. We can cope with the constant games. We can cope with having to rotate the players now as well. The signings of Eric Durm and Corey Gunter and Torres Gomez as well, that's really going to help for squad depth. So I believe this season we can get Hamburg their first ever trophy. What it's going to be, Champions League, Bundesliga or Deutsche Pokal, I'm not entirely sure. Of course, we'd love all 3, but I'm confident we'll win one of those 3 competitions, and that is of course our main aim this season. So I'm glad that we signed those players in January. Again, 3 players coming in for around £15 million. I'll take it. They'll help our squad. They'll help us rotate the team, keep everyone fresh without losing too much quality. But still, for the first game of today's episode here, we will take on SV Darmstadt in the Bundesliga, coming on the back of our 1-0 victory against Werder Bremen. Right now we're on a very long unbeaten streak and taking on the side in 17th place in the league in the relegation zone. You'd fancy our chances of getting another win even though we are away from home. And the game started off pretty brightly as well. Both sides had early chances, but both goalkeepers Valente and Mafinha for Darmstadt made a couple of great saves and kept it at 0-0. In the 23rd minute, Maximilian Meyer had a great chance over the scoring, but blazed his shot wide, the post and behind for a goal kick. And in the 29th minute, another good chance here as Brandt picks out his man Maximilian Meyer. He rolls off towards Yannick Gerhardt, who goes to goal from range, but once again Mafinha makes a great save, and Angel Correa diving in, couldn't make connection with the ball, and it was still 0-0. We'd looked very good in the first half, particularly on the offensive end. We just couldn't find the opening goal of the game, and the longer it was going on, the more worried I was feeling that it wasn't going to happen for the entire game. Leroy Sané received the ball here in the 43rd minute, played it through towards our captain Lewis Holtby. A really good chance for the skipper to make it 1-0, put his shot wide though and behind. So at the break, as you can see, we had 6 shots and 3 on target in the first half, but couldn't find the opening goal of the game. And in the second half, 20 minutes after the restart, it was still 0-0 as Brandt got sent down the left-hand side here. He took it round his man and crossed the ball into the centre, picked out Meyer with his header. It looped onto the bar. It was failed to be dealt with by the Darmstadt defenders, came back to Maximilian Meyer, and his bicycle kick went over the bar and behind for a goal kick. So as the game's coming to its close, we had 11.5 minutes to go. I was thinking it's just not going to happen, is it? The game's going to finish as a 0-0 draw, and we're going to slip up here against a side in the relegation zone. But when we needed a hero, when we needed someone to stand up and be counted, well, this guy right now is counting the goals. Angel Correa scores once again, and with 11 minutes to go, runs to the corner flag where the away fans are housed, kicks it in celebration, and the teammates come and bundle him on the floor. Unbelievable. Crossing by Werner. He only got one chance really in the second half, and he took it as well, winning the header, flicking it on, putting it past the goalkeeper for his 13th goal in the Bundesliga. And the run the guy is on right now is just absurd. I mean, seriously, he started this season off with a few goals, and I was thinking, just like last season, he's going to be the top scorer in the league with ease. He's too good. And then for a long period of time, just could not find the back of the net for Toffee. Well, now he's scored again, and as you saw by the speech bubble there, that's now 10 consecutive appearances where he's scored at least one goal. I mean, that is just, like, that is genuinely absurd. That was ridiculous. I have not had many strikers in career mode ever who have had this kind of form, but Angel Correa right now rescues us all 3 points late on. What a big win to keep our momentum going. We certainly needed it. We needed someone to step up, and Angel Correa did.
One area I know they've been concerned about is difficulties from balls into the penalty area. They need somebody to head them away, and here we are with the new signing.
Yeah, he's a player that likes to attack the ball. He doesn't shy away from the physical side either.
And for the second and final game of today's episode here, we will take on Greuther Fürth in the Deutsche Pokal quarter-final stages. Now into the quarter-finals, but still playing a weakened side because I've still not taken the competition too seriously, at least not just yet. And this is of course a side who right now are in the second tier of German football, so we're still fancying our chances being at the Volkspark Stadion. This was a very, very tedious game though. The first chance fell here to the away side in the 45th minute, and they struck the bar from range. They had 60% possession at the break and 97% pass accuracy. Just ludicrous how we could barely get the ball off them. And in the second half, one of our first chances fell there. That header hit the bar, and then eventually a couple of shots were deflected before being cleared away by the away side. So it was still 0-0 in this game, and for a long time I was thinking this game is destined to finish 0-0 and go into extra time because nothing was really going on at all. Both sides hit the woodwork, but other than that, there was nothing really to report. But in the 89th minute, we won ourselves a free kick. No Valente on the pitch, so Stendera would stand up and take it. Torres Gomez ran over the ball. Stendera struck it, but he hit the woodwork, and eventually Luan's header was cleared away by Franca, and then Gregorich's shot was deflected and turned behind for a corner by a good save by the goalkeeper. So still 0-0 in this game. We look certain to go into extra time, but from the corner, Stendera crossed it into the centre. It wasn't dealt with by the away side, and Gideon Young, with one of the final touches of the game, headed in the deflected header and put it past the goalkeeper and into the back of the net to send the fans into celebrations as we had booked our place into the semi-finals of the Deutsche Pokal. So it's flicked on in the centre. It came down to Gideon Young, who took the captain's armband after Diekmeyer was subbed off, and he looped the ball over the goalkeeper. It was like he was doing some limbo there. How low could you go? He stooped down so low to win that header, but flicked it backwards and found the back of the net to score. I do believe is his first goal ever since we took over. So Gideon Young wins us the game in stoppage time, and we progress to the Deutsche Pokal semi-finals. So delighted with that, and we weren't really taking this competition too seriously, but now we're into the semi-finals. I probably will pick a stronger side in those semi-finals. Every other tie has been a weakened side, but now there's a serious chance that we could go on to win this competition. It could become our first trophy of the series of Hamburg, so I'll certainly be taking it a bit more seriously now we've reached the penultimate stage of the competition. But that is going to end today's episode of the Bundesliga Career Mode though, guys, so I want to say a massive thank you for watching the video. I really do hope you have enjoyed it. If you enjoyed today's episode of the Bundesliga Career Mode, then please leave a like. That is of course much appreciated and really helps the channel grow as well. Much love to you all, and I'll see you for the next episode of the Bundesliga Career Mode very soon.